just show some love to someone, show some support, show that you care. Just be the best version of you and just do the right thing.
Yeah, that sounds like a Spike Lee joint. I would say do whatever you can to make your body feel like home. We go out here in this world and there's so much noise. We go on our phones and there's so much noise. There's a lot telling you that you're not good enough. But if your body feels like home, if you feel like a safe place, it doesn't matter where you are, no one can do anything.
Hey, we live now, really.
What's going on, my beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode on, yes, say it with me, the Golden Gems podcast. And hey, you see what I got in my hand? Hey, this is Healed Body, and hey, I did not come alone. Yes, we have another business owner, it's Women's Month, ain't it? We got women, yes. Hey, for the first time ever on the Golden Gems podcast, I'm bringing you diversity. I'm bringing you the women, yes, the real rulers of this world. You understand me? So without further ado, let me stop talking. Hey, Healed Body is in the building, and I want them to introduce themselves. I've been holding back. Hey, I want them to introduce themselves. So Healed Body, my CEOs, my owners, my beautiful ladies, my boss ladies, go ahead and talk to my people and tell them about yourselves. First, let's introduce yourself. Let's start with names. They need to know who you are.
Hey, how y'all doing? This is Janon.
And I'm Tamara.
Tamara. Hey, okay. Hey, how y'all doing today? First off, it's Women's Month. You know, hey, we celebrating y'all this month. Hey, I appreciate y'all coming on. I really appreciate y'all taking the time and talking about Healed Body. So, hey, I need to know, and I'm sure my viewers need to understand this. Where did y'all come from? Like, y'all hopping on the scene. Y'all fresh out here, and we just need some more information about y'all. So, Janai and Tamara, I need y'all to tell me how Healed Body started off, but tell me a little background about yourselves first.
Ooh, okay, I'll go first.
It's a loaded question.
It is a loaded question.
It will come.
It is a loaded question. So currently based here out of Chicago, but originally I'm from Harlem, so repping everybody from Uptown.
Yeah.
And so originally born and raised in Harlem, eventually moved down to Atlanta and made my way to Chicago. So that's kind of where I've lived over the past however many years. I'm old, so that's a long time. But as far as my background is concerned, I didn't realize I've been an entrepreneur for as long as I can imagine. My parents owned a store when I was very young on 96th and Broadway in New York. Yeah, and I was just always around. I was always around them. I was always hanging clothes. I was always helping customers. No lie, I also played security to make sure that people weren't stealing clothes. But being a business owner, my parents went through ups and downs. And so there were times where they did really well and there were times that they didn't do so well. And so they went back to having air quote normal jobs. So I've seen my parents be entrepreneurs as well as individual contributors. So that's kind of my background as a young person. I would say my professional career. So I do have a day job in addition to being an entrepreneur. And my day job, I am a global account manager for a semiconductor company. So
big time, we big time now. Hey, we got the CEOs.
So we're not going to get into what semiconductors are, what they do, but basically we all can't live without them. They are in everything that is in this room. If there's a light, there's a semiconductor. So that is the work that I do. I do not have an electrical engineering degree, nor do I play an engineer on TV. But somehow, some way, about 20 years ago, I fell into the electrical engineering community. And so here I am. So I've done sales, all roles of sales, inside sales, regional distribution management, global account management. And then I've also been a Salesforce implementer and consultant for a Big Four consulting company.
Jack of all trades is in the building. Hey, it's Women's Month and we put a spotlight on her now. Yeah. Hey, y'all hear the portfolio now. Hey, you see, hey, she's a woman who knows her things, and then, hey, she's somebody who's going to give you gems about everything. So make sure you stay tuned.
Yeah. I got a lot of gems for a lot of different topics as related to women in tech. So I could talk about that all day. But To kind of sum up my background, that's who I am. And then eventually, entrepreneurship came my way because someone pressured me heavily to start this business called Healed Body. So I've been making this body care product. Our hero product is Body Balm for the Soul. And I've been making it for over 20 years. My 3-year-old daughter at the time, she had eczema. And like a lot of people who have eczema, they go to the doctor and the doctor gives them steroids. I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV, but I do know that steroids wasn't right for my 3-year-old. And so I started to research and look into different ways that I can holistically heal her eczema. And I learned a lot about the body at the time. And so I've been making this product for over 20 years. So this is a very refined product, tested on many people, and no one's ever broken out. So that's how kind of Healed Body came to be. But that's a little bit of my background. So you could go now.
Healed Body Balm for the Soul. Go ahead.
Well, I was born and raised the western suburbs of Maywood. So I'm a Illinois State alumni. Go Redbirds.
That's the birds.
Yes.
That's the birds.
My career is in law enforcement, 25 years. So I'm the muscle behind the brand. I'm the seller. I do the pushing, the motivating, everything like that. So
pressure made diamonds, right?
yes, and it did. Yeah, absolutely.
I heard earlier she put the pressure on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, so pressure made diamonds. Y'all remember that?
Yeah. So I'm more so about wellness, fitness. And when she introduced me to the product, I was shocked that she wasn't selling it already. And I was like, this is good. Like, no, you got to do it. So I push, motivate, sort of.
She pushed, and then her brother said, you must not want to be a millionaire. And I was like, well, since you put it that way. So since you put it that way, then maybe I should do this. And literally.
But when it's good, it's good. And if more people motivate one another, uplift, I mean, the sky's the limit. So.
Yeah. And while it's on my mind, I will say that it's not just motivation. Like Tamara and her family came alongside. And I think a lot of times when people say, oh, you should do this, and there's no doubt, maybe you should do something, but you really need somebody to come alongside you and support you as you navigate and try to figure stuff out. So we probably talk about that a little bit later, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to bring that up, that was a valuable point of, yeah, she's a pusher. Yeah, she's the enforcer, but she came alongside and was like, okay, but this is how we're going to do it. This is when we're going to do it. And that was a really important part of getting started.
Okay. So do you think she was a key catalyst to y'all really getting off the ground and coming up with a plan and coming up with an execution for the future? Because that's the thing, like you can have something that you want to do. You can have probably the wherewithal in you. Like you can feel that in you, like, hey, I should maybe be doing this. Maybe I should be selling this. Maybe, oh, this is a really good product. I've heard so many great things about it, but you don't know the plan. You don't know how to execute it. So I got a question for you. So what do you think is the most important thing about Healed Body and how it has gotten to this point? Because y'all have been in business now, for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
All right. And we moving on to year 2, 3, 4, 5. We putting longevity into this now. So what do you think is the most important thing for an entrepreneur in starting a business? Loaded question.
Yes, a loaded question. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
No, you could handle that one.
Okay. You have to love what it is that you are selling. You have to. You either have to love the outcome, you have to love the product. If there's a product base, there has to be some fire. As my business coach would say, either it lights you up or makes you angry. And so when I think back to when I originally started the product, before I was ever selling it, what lit me up is that I was able to make my child feel better. What lights me up now are all the stories. I'm making the same product over and over again. We don't have a lot of products. It's a hero product for a reason, is because people tell me all these wonderful stories about how it is healing them. And then it reinforced the idea of the name. And the name, by the way, was literally dreamt up. Like I woke up one morning and that was the name, and it stayed that name. Never thought about deviating that name.
You can't just gloss over that now. You woke up out of bed and you just had a business name. Hold on, does it work like that? So is that really how it happened? I need the story, man. I need the story.
That is how it happens. So that's not always how business happens, right? Normally, I've worked for many companies, and normally there's a product naming team and all of that other stuff. But in our case, it literally was a dream. So this was maybe 24 hours after Tamara was like, "You should do this," and it was, her brother had mentioned, "You don't want to be a millionaire." The next day, I was like, "All right, bet. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna start playing with some things and doing some research." And I kind of sat down in the bed over the weekend and started just thinking about some things. I didn't think about the name yet. I didn't think about the name at all. I went to bed, and the next morning when I woke up, Heal Body was in the brain. And I was like, maybe it should be Healing Body. Maybe it should be, I kind of danced with a few other things, but I did not come away with any other feeling than that should be the name. And over and over and over again, it has proved that that should and will probably always be the name of the company. But yeah, it was completely a dream.
That's good. So I'm hearing a lot about you talking about the people around you, the people pushing you towards that success, pushing you along that journey, and kind of being there to motivate you and saying that, hey, you got a great product. Hey, you should be doing this. Like, you should really be getting out here. So, do you think it's important to have good people around you, and then two, do you really think it's important to have a good team as well, like people that's going pushing, that's helping push the brand forward, pushing whatever you sell, pushing the product, pushing it, to the next level, So
yeah,
you think that's important?
You're the pusher. Do you want to talk about?
Oh yeah. hey, come on, man.
You're the pusher.
Well, you naturally say I'm a salesperson, but I think with being in my field, I have to be a certain way, and you can't be weak. I have to be aggressive, and I have to state what it is. So in the sales force, which I'm a great salesman, I don't ask them to buy it. I'd be like, here, like,
buy
buy this. Yes, buy this. But I wouldn't be that way if I didn't know it worked.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. You have to know, and healing comes from within.
Right. That's important. So that's the push part. I will be honest. I am a perfectionist. I struggle with imposter syndrome. I want everything to be perfectly perfect before anyone gets a whiff of it. And so having all of those attributes, you really need someone who is a pusher and is like, nah, forget that. Just go ahead and do this. Just do this small thing and see if it works. And that gives you the confidence to move forward. So if there's anything you can take out of this conversation, if you are an entrepreneur or you're thinking about starting a business, nothing is ever perfect. It's people out here in these streets doing stuff that they have no business doing, and they're making a shit ton of money doing it. I would say start small and continue to do it. But the answer to your question about, do you need to have people around you? One, you need to have very positive people around you, people who care for you and love you. And they may not even completely love the product. They may not even understand the idea, but they have a love for you as a human. Yes, all day, 2 times on Sunday. And I really feel like that's what Tamara, her family, some portions of my family, definitely my friend network, having that network is important, because when you think, maybe I shouldn't do this, your friends come through. We've had pop-ups before where 90% of our sales that day were all of our friends showing up at the pop-ups. We've been at pop-ups before where other vendors were wondering why we had so many customers, but it was just all of our friends showing up. So you need that as an entrepreneur. You need to have that network around you.
That's awesome. And then so you have the network, and then you have the people around you that's supporting you and that's helping you kind of go to that next level. Because that's the thing too. Like, it's easy to, one, believe in your dream, believe in the vision yourself, but once other people around you can see the vision, once other people around you start to see it, you like, oh, okay, maybe we are on to something.
Yeah.
And it's a we, and then it turns to, instead of a me thing, it turns into a we thing.
Absolutely.
Because they pushing you, they want you to go to that next level. So let me ask you this. So, you sound so passionate and so, happy about this product and happy about your business and what you're doing. So do you ever see yourself doing something else, or is this your purpose? Do you think you found that thing for both of y'all? Do you think you found that lane or that thing that you're really happy about, that you wake up and motivated about, and that you kind of think about, okay, what can I do next? How can I improve this? Do you think you have that zeal in you like 24/7? Is this your purpose? Is this what you really want to do?
I'll start with this.
Yeah, go for it.
Loaded question.
Well, I'm looking forward to retiring in 4 to 5 years. So
yeah.
I think once I got involved with the company and being an entrepreneur, I was like, I wake up, I was like, oh, I got an idea. Let me do this reel. Or, oh, I know I want to meet to direct it towards the kids. We don't have any kids involved. Let the kids. So I went to one of my coworkers who had a 3-year-old daughter. Well, she was 2 at the time. And she just opened it and started using it naturally.
She did.
Yeah. And
It's
now
our
she's
youngest
our
customer. She
spokesperson.
is. She is.
So I wanted to hit each age group,
Yeah.
the older, the younger, teenagers, and it just fell into my hands. And I'm like, okay, so now I just have ideas and I just run with it.
Yeah, I would say that you're very much, they call sometimes people accidental leaders. I think she's very much an accidental leader. Like she didn't know that she was going to have this goodness in her, but then all of a sudden it's like, well, let's do this. Well, let's do that. So I think for you, you'll constantly just can help me evolve because again, I'm a perfectionist. But to answer the question for me, I can't imagine myself doing anything else. I'm not as close to retirement, but I am trying to for an exit plan. But the Healed Body natural body product is like really phase one of many. So we're actually aspiring to build what's more so considered a lifestyle brand. I am a Black woman in tech. I have a lot to say about that. One thing that I will bring up here, and one of the reasons and ways that I use the product is actually for self-care. Being a Black person in tech in 2024 is no joke. It's more than microaggressions. It's more than taking a couple of offensive comments. You're talking about at times daily trauma. And so, how do you navigate somebody telling you that you don't look good, that you're not as good, that you don't have the capability and ability, or you shouldn't be in the room? Like, you're told that in so many different ways. And so, that is really the big picture for Healed Body. So, whether it's through coaching or through experiences or just actually helping people understand that you can regulate your emotions by using the product on yourself before them crazy ass meetings, or deciding to put the keyboard down before you send a per my email. Y'all know how that is. So that's really the bigger vision for Healed Body. So to answer the question specifically, yes, I think this is the only thing I see myself doing, but I am open to what it can become. Like that's what's in my mind right now. But as this gets bigger, as it gets exposed, there's a greater opportunity that I may not even know. So I don't want to say no to those opportunities that come as well.
It's an empire.
It
and
is a
I've
small empire.
always told you.
Yes, boss ladies, let them know. It's women for a reason.
Right. You speak those things as they are, and it will become reality.
It's true.
I always told you
You
that.
do.
So
You
it's
do.
going to be an empire.
So are y'all big on that? Are you big on manifestation? Are y'all big on kind of speaking things into existence and kind of empowering yourself through your words, through some of the things that you say, like daily affirmations, like certain things like that? Are y'all big on just finding inspiration or anything? Because I hear y'all talk about like giving back to the next generation, giving back, because that's the thing. Like it gets to a point where it's not about us. It's not about, because as you said, we getting older. So it's about the young people that's coming up. It's about them being able to have something that they can push forward, and like you said, building an empire. And to have two strong women talking about building the empire, building the team, building and success. And then this is a lane, like you said, that us as a Black culture, the Black community, you don't see too many of us in it. So we have to kind of break down the wall a little bit, kick down the door, and then go ahead and make our own lane, and make sure that we let them know we're here to stay. So I'm saying all that to say, do you think it's important? Because now I want to focus on the women. Do you think it's important for women to become CEOs, become bosses, to believe in themselves, and to hear, that positive affirmation, to hear that manifestation in their own voice, to say, hey, I'm gonna do this year. Hey, I'm gonna be a boss. Hey, I can run my own business. As a woman, how do you feel about that? And how do you feel about trying to empower women and pushing this next generation of women, actually, period?
I'll let her go first because I can talk about that all day.
Yeah, I'll let you handle it. But I would say it's very important. I think we have always been strong, more so in the background, but now we're stepping out into it. Because one of my favorite quotes is, it's already done. God has equipped us with all that we need, and now we're walking into it. So I think we could do it all. We just have to start.
Yeah, you just have to start. I have a friend of mine. She would be asking me, with Janan, when are you gonna? And then one day she was like, "Girl, just start." Right. So that's a really important thing. But as far as women in leadership, as a CEO, I'm gonna get a little nerdy on y'all right now. So
it's okay.
if y'all don't if y'all don't know about a company called AMD, AMD is one of the largest semiconductor companies out there today. It's run by a woman. It was turned around by a woman. I want to say like their stock has gone up 300% over the last quarter. Guys, there are so many powerful women out here doing the dang thing. I could literally give you a list of resources of companies that are just blowing out their numbers from a corporate perspective, from a small business perspective. There's numbers out there from the Small Business the Small Business Bureau saying for either the third or the fourth year in a row, Black women specifically who decide to leave corporate America.
I think you say it again.
You can say it again. Black women specifically, or actually, we can say all women, but I am going to be very specific. Black and brown Latina, if you represent as the world global majority, because we're not going to use the word minority, if you represent any one of those, you are actually looked at very favorably by the Small Business Bureau as someone who will borrow and give money back, as a person that has ideas that are fully executable, as a person that actually expands their ecosystem and actually hires and maintains people in their business. That may not be what we are getting from other corporations at this time. So businesses that are run by women are sustainable, they're profitable, they're long lasting, and they actually hire people within their local economy. It doesn't really get any better than that. So I feel very strongly about women being in power or leadership.
Okay, I like that. But that's exactly how it should be, though. And I feel like the more and more like we kind of expand and we enter this crazy world, like the world gets a little crazy every day, if I'm being honest. Yes, but I feel like it's going through a phase to where like you can't hide from the statistics and the facts that at the end of the day, women are doing the damn thing.
They're doing that.
And this is the kudos to y'all, because at the end of the day, like y'all are putting on an example of just, hey, at the end of the day, we're gonna work hard. We're gonna go ahead and get it. We ain't gonna make excuses. And then at the end of the day, we're gonna put it on our shoulders because we ain't relying on nobody.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, women, y'all are. I said they, but y'all are the most powerful women, the powerful most species on the planet, because y'all make the world go round. Mm-hmm. So me giving y'all flowers, I appreciate y'all and thank you, seriously. But on another note, like, how important do you think it is for young women specifically to, with just trying new things, get into different environments that maybe might be ran by the majority of men that you might not see women in? And sometimes you put a woman in that lane, she might go, like you just said, might be doing better than the man next to her, might be doing better than the CEOs. And sometimes it might be a woman behind that CEO man who actually doing all the work. So,
you can.
I'm the truth now.
You are. No, my face is like that because she knows that I have strong opinions. So I work in a very male-dominated industry, has been for a very long time. As we well know, these are not unfamiliar statistics where not only for the Black and brown community to be the minority within tech specifically, but for women, I would say specifically for my sub part of tech, I think only 1% of the entire semiconductor industry are women. The entire semiconductor industry.
That's crazy.
That is banana pants, right? So that just doesn't make sense. But as far as being the only one, there are still fields and industries where women are the only person maybe in a mid-level or a high level. And so as young women are entering a particular field where they feel like I'm the only one, whether it's just the only woman or the only woman of color, a lot of times we want to say, I want to see an example of what I can be. And sometimes that just doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. And so we can't step into spaces where we have just one person to look at. So if a young woman is looking at expanding her horizons and she's looking at a non-traditional career that would normally be for a woman, I would encourage her specifically to find any mentor, any female mentor, either within that company or just around in general, to help her navigate what she's seeing and what she's feeling so that she can feel strong in what she's doing. But if she doesn't see it there, she may have to be comfortable with being the first one. And that's not always easy.
Oh yeah, and it's okay to be the first.
It's okay to be the first.
It's okay to be the first. Like I said, like at the end of the day, you got to break down barriers. You got to knock down some of these walls that us as men we might be gatekeeping. You know, we might be holding back. But that's the thing too. Like with what you're saying, like you are really, I feel like you're speaking inspiration into some young women out here, and you motivate young women as well. So if you had a young woman who had, I want to say, a product. So say if she had a hair product, let's say that. She had a hair product. She'd been making for her cousins or friends, but she don't really know how to get it off the ground. She don't know how to go about it. Like everybody tells her it's good. Everybody tells her they like it. It smells good and all this. But she doesn't know like what to do. So what would your advice be to help her, figure it out? She got this nice hair product, but she doesn't know what to do with it. Everybody tells her it's good. She doesn't know how to sell it. She doesn't know how to monetize. Like what would your advice be?
Find a pusher.
I mean, true. Because back in the day, they had CDs selling them outside in their trunk. So yeah, you have to find someone.
A pusher.
Yeah.
Find a pusher. So that's thing one. I kind of joke, not joke. Find a pusher. And I think too, people really get hung up on what everybody else is doing, or that the field is too saturated. There's already a this. There's already a that. Just find an opportunity to experiment. Because entrepreneurship is different than just making something that you love in the kitchen with your homegirl, right? Start to play with the idea of entrepreneurship. Do I really feel like dealing with accounting? Do I really feel like dealing with all of these other things that come alongside being an entrepreneur? I'll be honest with you, making the product, I could breeze through making product. It's the operational stuff that makes me like scratch my head. Like, am I sure that I really want to do this? So there's a difference between making something for someone having a passion for making that thing and actually productizing it and taking it into the world and the requirements that are important for you to do that. So thing one, I would say find a pusher. And thing two, I would say is to start to experiment and play at a very small level of what that business could look like. And then thing three, I would say, is to find a way to get some type of investment, whether that's grants, funding, bootstraps, crowdsourcing, however you can get a couple of dollars to help support that, so it's not personally coming out of your pocket, then that would be great.
But the product speaks for itself.
Yeah,
so if you have a good product, you could go yourself to the different salons or shops.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And sell it.
And try whatever way that comes to you too. A lot of people, I think a lot of times we want to run to the socials. I won't name them because there's so many of them. You want to run to the socials, right? And you want to put your stuff out there and you think that the algorithm is your friend. The algorithm may not be your friend because you didn't pay the algorithm. When you pay the algorithm, then the algorithm is your friend. So until you do that, you may want to try just going to a beauty salon. Right? And be like, girl, try this. You may want to go to your child's school, like whatever avenues that you have available to you already, those are the ones that you want to exhaust because those are the people that you already probably have some type of relationship with. So that's one thing I would say.
Seriously though, and sometimes it's getting out there and just doing the work. Just getting out there, going door to door. Hey, just because we in 2020, you seen everything happen on social media. Sometimes, hey, guess what? Word of mouth helps too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just putting your flyer, you putting your t-shirt, handing out free t-shirts, handing out free flyers. Sometimes doing that and putting them legs back to work, hey, guess what? It's gonna prove dividends in the long run.
Yeah.
You might have somebody call you who heard about your business through somebody in Texas, just from them walking to a store and seeing your flyer.
A friend of a friend.
Because what did I tell you? I said it take one person to get your product, and then you just...
And then you take off.
Yeah.
Another thing too, just like the nerdy part of me, I was reading some information and they were saying that word of mouth and email marketing still today in 2024 are the number one ways to distribute your business.
That's true.
And I mean, a lot of people think email isn't. Email is actually top tier, and so is just word of mouth. So that's why I say get you a pusher.
Get you a pusher.
Get you a pusher.
And then guess what? Everybody, hey, what are we on every single day?
Right.
Everybody got that little device in their hand.
Yeah.
Just make sure you found a way to get whatever you're
Absolutely.
selling, whatever product you get
Get it online.
thing online.
Get it
that
online.
in front of your face.
Market,
Just go ahead and get in
advertise.
these streets.
Yeah.
And go ahead and do what you got to do. Go ahead and you got to sell some CDs out of your trunk.
Right.
Bring it back if you got to. You'll be the first one in 2023 doing it, but hey,
Yeah.
it's okay.
It's okay.
But yeah. We've heard a lot about, everybody else, helping people, we pushing the next generation forward. But I want to hear about the Heal Body business, the Heal Body balm for the soul. I want to hear about the ins and outs of this thing. All right. So tell me, what was your first product? What was the first thing that you created? And what was the first thing that you put on the market for everybody to grab?
Yeah. You want me to tell it or you want to tell it?
No, I'll just show.
Oh,
You're the spokesperson.
Okay, Shelby Vanna White.
Yes.
Okay, so Shelby Vanna White. So Heal Body Balm for the Soul specifically, is the first product that we came up with. Now, the difference between balm and butter, right? Because you probably hear, oh, I make a body butter, what have you, is in our process, we do not whip it. So the goodness of it actually only has 4 ingredients. So, and I'll tell you the 4 ingredients because you don't know what the percentages are. But the 4 ingredients are shea butter, coconut oil, neem oil, and beeswax. And so I'll even tell you what those things do for you. So shea butter, we all know it makes your skin soft. It's a high fatty acid. It's good for you. Check. Boom. Then you have neem oil. So neem oil actually is, it keeps the mosquitoes away, but it helps if you have any type of inflammation in your body. And neem oil is not something that you hear a lot about. It is widely used in India. Coconut oil, same thing. A lot of people use it daily on their body and their mouth to do, like to wash out your mouth. But coconut oil is disinfectant. So it actually will disinfect. So if you wanted to use it in your armpits, you could. It'll keep you from being, I don't want to say frowsy, not so fresh. And then last is a beeswax. So beeswax kind of serves as what I call the invisible Band-Aid. So a lot of times people will say, oh, I used your product and it made my scar go away, or it helped my scar heal faster. The thing about it is your body does what it do. Your body does everything that it needs to do on its own. Sometimes it just needs a little love, like a little protection. And that's exactly what the beeswax does. The beeswax kind of keeps the water in your body and keeps all of the other bad things out. So I think about it like a fake Band-Aid, like an invisible Band-Aid. So it's those 4 ingredients. I won't tell you any more than that, but that is our first product. It is our hero product. It is what sells the most, but we do have other products as well.
Oh, okay. So now I need to know, how can I get this product? And I also, for my fans, can we get a promo code? Can we get a code out here? Hey, I know I look out for you now. Hey, can we get a promo code? I'll send some people to you, man.
Yes.
Can we get a promo code?
Yes, absolutely.
Gems?
Gems is the easy promo code. Yep.
Yeah.
Gems with a Z.
Gems with a Z.
Yeah.
Gems with a Z. Hey, promo code down below. Hey, you heard it. Hey, make sure y'all go hit shop and get it. All right, but also, I know this is not the only thing that y'all got though.
Yeah.
So what? Can you tell the people what else do y'all got? What else are y'all offering? Talk to them.
Yeah. So after we did the body balm, because a lot of times people may think it's a little heavy for the summer, or some people say, hey, that's just a little heavy for me in general. We've got Vanna White holding our Soul Glow body oil. Yes, it is Soul Glow. Like, what you? Anyway, so I'm not gonna start singing for you, but basically, a lot of times you see a body oil out there and it makes you really shiny. And sometimes you want to be really shiny, but we also found a lot of people just kind of want that matte look. So this is great for the summertime. Also can be used with the balm on the skin. And this is really more for aesthetics, but it does keep the skin soft. Now here's the good part. You can use both products everywhere, literally from your head to your toe. And so you don't have to buy a lot of different products. You can really just use these 2 and probably knock out 10 or 15 things that are in your cabinet, because you won't need, I won't name those other products, but you won't need all of those other lotion and under eye cream and this and that. These 2 are really all you need.
A lot goes a long way.
A lot goes a long way. We have people who may not order for months because it does last so long. So this is another concoction that I created really just out of playfulness and replacing something that I used to use and then found out that it had some not so good stuff in it. So again, I try to stay within 4 ingredients when I formulate product. Everything is naturally fragrant, so it takes about 2 weeks to make this, and then it sits for about a month before it gets to you. So there's some time and love invested in it before it gets to you. But the glow oil is specifically to literally do that, to make you glow. So we have a lot of befores and afters where people, maybe their skin looks a little dry, a little dull, and this makes you look like you're glowing.
And when I say you're gonna be glowing, you're gonna be glowing. I mean shining, you understand me? So also I know that y'all have multiple things, okay? But one of my favorite products, of course, is a balm. But also, y'all got candles too.
We do.
Y'all got candles out here?
We
Hold
do.
on, hey, y'all got everything. Hold on, can we use the GEMS code for everything?
Yes, you can. You can use the GEMS code for everything. So we started making candles. Actually, I started making candles during COVID. A lot of people started making candles during COVID, right? And when I found out what was in candles, I was like, hold up, I don't want that in there. So it very much aligns with the basis of what we're trying to provide. So with Healed Body, we're trying to just ensure that what you use to take care of your body is actually good for you. Little known fact, a lot of what you spray in your environment is actually not good for you. So yeah, here you are putting all this good stuff on your body, maybe eating good foods, you're doing your meditation and making sure everything is good in your mind while you're spraying something that is toxic to your body and to your lungs. So we make sure, I'm using a lot of hands, sorry.
No, so always, whatever you use, whatever you eat,
Yes.
you could find me in the grocery store. I read ingredients. I don't care. I'm reading the ingredients, and the top 3 is
Yes.
whatever you're using, the main ingredient. The one towards the end is not so good,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So active versus inactive ingredients.
Yes.
So whatever is the first, so we're just going to teach you a little bit of FDA.
Talk to him. Hey, I told you I gotta get GEMS. Hey, GEMS, listen.
A little bit of FDA, whatever the first ingredient is, I would say it could be anywhere from 50% or more. So let's use lotion, for instance. You go and you get your lotion and it says water, and then the next thing says cetyl alcohol. That is what you're putting on your body, my loves. So just think about that. Now, there's nothing wrong with water, but if 70% of what is in a 20-ounce jug is water and you're paying $15 for it, then that may not be the most cost-effective way for you to use your money. But to Tamara's very valid point is that whatever is at the top is what the high concentration is, that's the active ingredient, and whatever's at the bottom is the lower concentration. So just something for you to take care of yourself, something for you to know. Fragrance should always be the last one.
Always check your ingredients.
Always check your ingredients.
Hey, they looking out for y'all now.
Yeah.
You better, hey, I told you, come here, you get GEMS, and that's what you need with, all right? So now I got another good question for you. So with your business, with Healed Body, what do you think is the next phase, or what's the next plan for y'all taking this to? Because I eventually want to, I use this product all the time myself, and it smells good. The ladies like it too. Hey, you see, hey, we got 2 beautiful women that make it. Hey, I went to the gym, got a couple compliments. Hey, fellas, I'm telling you, hey, listen to your boy now. But seriously, I want to know. So, what do y'all have like in place to take this to the next level? Like, I want to see this on the shelves at Target. I want to see this at Walmart. Like, I really want Healed Body to be out here. So, what do you see? Where do you see this business going? How do you see yourself scaling it to where eventually we can take it global?
Yeah, I'll talk forever. So I always give Tamara the option to talk.
But you're the spokesperson. I sit back.
She's the pusher.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll go. I just make sure. I just like to make sure.
Oh no, you good.
So we started off with natural body care products. Love what we're doing there. The work that I said that I do from a Black woman in tech perspective is now going to integrate into this, in the fact that we will be delivering coaching for Black women in tech specifically, but of course open to anyone who needs that support and help. And then we'll also be opening up to experiences. So one thing that we love to do is travel. We love to travel. So one of the ideas that we have is to explore different places around the world and the self-care practices of those cultures. So I have been blessed to have gone to India. I've been to Europe. I want to make it to Ireland, haven't made it there yet. Different places around the United States. And when I visit those places, I do get the opportunity to have a massage or some type of self-care. And right now, India ranks number one. Hands down, best massage I've ever had in my life. And they slathered me with ghee. And if you don't know what ghee is just clarified butter. Those people treated me like a chicken, but it was great. They put it everywhere. When I say I stepped off of a 27-hour flight glowing, people were like, what did you get done? No Botox. It was all natural. So I would like to start exploring what other cultures do for self-care and how they treat themselves and take everybody with us, right? So that'll be one part of what we're going to be doing. But we're going to start small. We're going to start here in Chicago with some just experiences, what that may look like. That may look like making glow oil together, like teaching you how to make these products on your own. Maybe it's just the opportunity for us to sit and talk. We do everything virtually in this world. And you know what? We're humans. We're supposed to be connecting live and in color. So having those experiences. So we're going to start small and move bigger to those big trips to India or wherever else in the world. And then in between, just providing support from a coaching standpoint. So I had the opportunity when I was at a Big Four consulting firm to become certified in coaching. And I realized how important it was for me to not only have a mentor, but to also have a coach. Those things are not the same. And so I'm offering those services specifically for younger women. I really, really enjoy coaching younger women who are interested in breaking into tech or non-traditional roles. And I also help women specifically who are already leaders, right? Maybe they're in middle management and they want to ascend to a higher level of leadership. So Heal Body is an overarching umbrella of different products and services.
Yes, in their information, once again, it's going to all be below. So if you want to get in contact with any one of them, I guarantee you they will not hesitate to reach back out to you. They will take care of you.
Absolutely.
All right, so if you want some gems, if you want some more information that you didn't get here, hey, best believe, hey, just check the link down below. Hey, go ahead and buy the product, and then after you do that, go ahead and hit them up. All right? All right, so now I got a good question for you because, sometimes, as entrepreneurs, everybody see the successes. They see the glory days. They see us when we at the top, or they see the business when it's flourishing, when it's doing well. But I want to talk about them dark days, some days where you don't really feel up, them days where you don't really feel like, I don't feel like advertising the bomb today. I don't really feel like, doing that. So what do you, when you have these certain days, what is it that gets you out of those funks, that gets you out of those grooves? And then also on top of that, what do you think is the hardest part about being an entrepreneur?
I'll go with that one. I think the hardest part is people, support. And it's support from people who you know. Like some of our biggest clients are people we don't know on social media. Like the other day, I was like, people repost, and I was like, hey, this is such a, like, it's the unknown. Like you would, outside of our family and our close knit friends, everybody else, it's like they don't want to see you succeed.
Yeah.
They don't want to purchase. They don't want to support you. I mean, jealousy is real. I've been dealing with that all my life. So you just have to rise above it. But when you have a strong core as far as your family and the people you're connected to, them naysayers, it doesn't mean anything. You just use them as
as a jump,
yeah,
as a jump on a trampoline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your footstool. That's what I was thinking of.
I would plus
absolutely.
one to that.
Haters and motivators too.
Yeah, haters and motivators. There's a lot of people that are going to, that maybe you knew, right? And you kicked it with, and you would think, oh, they're just going to be the first ones to be helping you or supporting you or what have you, because it doesn't cost to repost, right? Like something simple like that. And you will see that dial tone go, ooh, and you really can't let that affect you. So I think that is something that you just don't let it shake you. I want to be very transparent.
Talk to them.
Ooh.
Hey, we being honest.
Well,
it's Sunday. So there are a lot of times where I'm crying. I'm sad. I mean, ugly cry. Not just like something went wrong. Like one day, our whole Google Drive was gone. And it was probably something that I did. Thank God Google could restore it. But there are moments that get pretty dark. and you really have to decide if this is for you. Now, I will say between faith in a source that is greater than myself, between having a network of humans that believe and support in me, and a personal meditational practice, and just really loving what I do, that is what keeps me. But honestly, it can get pretty dark sometimes. And I think that the socials make entrepreneurship look like you're supposed to get an EIN, you're supposed to get a business loan, you're supposed to do this, that, and the other, and then y'all, and that is a million, cha-ching, no whatever loans, and I'm trying not to cuss. No. So it's okay. Okay, bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. Like, no, that is not it. That is not it. That is not it. That is not it. And if you didn't hear me, that is not it. So there are times where it can get really scary. It can get, I would say entrepreneurship is such a beautiful thing, but it can also tap in on whatever ain't totally resolved within you. So just know that if you're really trying to do this thing, if you're really trying to move forward, that you're going to feel a set of emotions that maybe you didn't know that you were going to feel, or it's going to unearth some insecurities in you that you need to be prepared to handle.
Oh yeah, and I totally agree with that. With both y'all points, like at the end of the day, it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard, but what is your why? What is the reason that you are grinding so hard every day? What is the reason that you're waking up? What is the reason that you continuing to go down that journey or that pathway that you're on? You got to have something that's bigger than you. Either your faith or your kids or your sister, your mom. You got to have something that's bigger than you that you grinding and that you're working for, and that's going to push you. For those nights when you crying, those nights that you don't want to continue, those nights that you just feel like, hey, I'm just done. I just want to throw in the towel. Yeah. But nah, you ain't gonna throw in the towel because you remember that why. You remember that reason that keeps you pushing. You remember that, dang, you know what? If I did this now, then hey, who else gonna get it for me? Yeah. Who else gonna take care of my mom? Who else gonna retire my mom? Who else gonna retire my dad? Who else gonna make sure my family, my kids have it? Who else gonna take care of those responsibilities?
Yeah. Nobody. And one thing I don't want to forget: celebrate your wins.
Talk to them.
Celebrate your wins. Like, Facebook or whatever, it'll come back and be like, this time last year. And sometimes those pop up in front of me. I'll be like, ooh, we were cute then, but we're even cuter now. And so don't wait the year. Every week, every day, if possible, celebrate your wins. Like, what did I accomplish today? The small thing. And celebrate it. So if celebrate it means go get yourself some ice cream, then that's your celebration. If celebrate means dance around your apartment or your house, then that's the celebration. But celebrate your wins. I think as humans, we tend to lean in towards, oh, I didn't do this, or I don't look this way, or I don't look that way. Whatever your little win is, take it, celebrate it, advocate it, tell everybody, ring the alarm, whatever you need to do. Because if you don't do that, then you will get very discouraged about your business. So I feel like that's really important.
Oh yeah, small victories count too now.
They are there before the big ones.
Seriously though.
So
hey, it's baby steps. At the end of the day, you got to start somewhere.
Yep.
When you start down here, start up there. You got to start.
Yep.
And sometimes the hardest part is just starting.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay to be scared, but once you start, guess what? Even if you stop a month later, 2 months, a year, 2 years, you started.
Start scared.
You always pick back up where you left off.
Yep.
That's the hardest part. Just start. So don't have fear. Have faith, and then just start. So now, before I get y'all up out of here, all right, because y'all done gave my people some gems now. We got to have you back, so I can't have y'all tell them everything. I can't have you give away all the tips now. We got to have y'all back on here. But now, for the favorite segment that we all love, quick hit gems. So quick hit gems, all right? Okay. So this segment is a segment that I love to do, all right? It's just some quick hits. I want you to try to answer the question in 10 to 15 seconds, but it's okay if you take a little longer. It's okay. I'll let you live today. But, all right, the first question. So we're going to start to the left, and then we're going to work our way to the right, and then we're going to go from the right to the left. Okay. I'm just talking, it's only two of us.
Wait, but who left? His left or mine?
Right.
Yeah,
this is right.
So
to the right.
So me?
Y'all right. Y'all right.
Okay. Okay. There you go.
So my question for you. So if you had a dinner table, and at this dinner table you have anybody that you can think of, dead or alive, who would you pick? 5 people dead or alive. It can be anybody in the world.
5 dead or alive.
But only 5.
Of course, I would say my parents, who are no longer with us. I would have dinner with them. We'll catch up.
So that's two people.
Yeah.
You said parents.
Yeah.
You said both. So
That's
you have 3 more
two.
slots.
Jesus. I will have dinner with Jesus. Be like, what is going on, Lord? And then I love music, so Whitney. I want to talk to Whitney.
Keep the table entertained tonight.
Yes, I want to talk to Whitney. The whew, that's a tough one.
Last one's always the hardest.
It is.
It can be anybody.
Anybody? Whitney.
You got Harriet
Parent.
Tubman, you got,
I know. I
Michelle
thought about
Obama,
all them.
you
No.
got Beyonce.
No. No.
Sports person?
Yeah.
I was thinking about sports, but
Martin Luther King.
dang, why is the last one so tough?
You got
Sports.
Chicago,
you got Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You got Derrick Rose. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, I'm trying to think of some women legends.
Yeah. I think I would want to talk to Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
He's my favorite quarterback. I want to get in his brain because he was the most intelligent quarterback I think there was. I mean, Peyton is. I mean, he's my goat. I love him. I love Peyton.
I'm not a big Peyton fan.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna be a hater. I ain't gonna be a hater. So you said, hold on, let's revisit. Let's stay on subject. Okay. We can talk about this one other day. You don't have to jump on guys. I don't need to fight. Hey, them. Hey, people. Hey, when you say you're a fan of Tom Brady, boy, you better look around.
No.
You better change your six. You might get your shoe or something.
So yeah, football. I'll talk to Manning.
But
Yeah.
all right, so you had your parents. You had
Whitney.
You had Jesus. You had Whitney.
Peyton Manning.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's an interesting table.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would give you the same question, but we can't do that now. So now I gotta have you answer a different question.
Oh, I was already.
Okay. So all right. If you
No.
I can go fast.
Okay.
So here's the deal. 10 seconds. So we're different. That's the one thing that we will know. So one would be Prince. Gotta have Prince. 2 would be my Aunt Esmond. So she's just a very critical part of my life. 3 would be Lenny Kravitz.
Ooh.
So I would say I'm very alternative. Yeah, I'm a very alternative person. And then 4, Bell Hooks. So I think Bell Hooks got way too much love as an author after her passing. And so she wrote a book that I've recently read about love, and I really would love to sit down and talk to her about that. And then 5, I didn't have a 5th, so we're just gonna leave it at 4.
You say you want to do 5,
but I got 4.
Okay.
But if you say Prince, you could say Michael.
Yeah, Prince. You could have said Michael.
I don't know.
But
what about somebody from New York?
No. So if you say Prince, I mean you think Prince is better than Michael.
Right. New York.
Prince is better than Michael.
That's your opinion.
That's okay. That's what the whole podcast is about.
Hey, hold on. Now we ain't go.
I mean, Tupac, Biggie, somebody from New York.
Man,
you know what? Whether people like him or not, and because he's also a Sagittarius, I would do Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
My birthday twin.
That's the birthday twin.
My birthday twin.
You know what? There's something about Jay-Z. Like I saw him on an interview one time, and I was like, you know what? It wasn't about music. It was about other things, and I really appreciated his point of view. So I think I would do Jay-Z.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my 5.
And New York.
You gotta represent New York, because
okay, I respect it. All right, so now let's go ahead and go back to y'all right. So next question is, I need to know your favorite saying or your favorite quote. Favorite saying or quote. All right.
It's already done.
Oh,
it's already done.
It's already done.
Everything is always working for my good.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. That's simple. Okay, so it's already done. We got that. You might as well answer it too now. Come on.
Yeah, everything is always working for my good. That's my saying. I say it every day.
So it's already done, and then everything is already.
Everything is.
Boy, y'all like 2 peas in a pod. Okay. So now I'm gonna hit y'all both with 2 different ones now. Okay. For you, tell me. So answer me this. What is one thing that you would hope to be remembered by?
The love that I give.
The love love that you did.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
that is very sweet.
That is sweet.
Okay, so Matt, since you gave me that sweet answer, I want to hear your answer.
My answer?
Yes. So what is one thing you would hope to be remembered?
Less sweet, but I feel very important. I would hope that I'm remembered as someone who made safe space for a lot of people who don't feel safe. So I'm a safe space, whether you can tell me something and it's a vault, or if you tell me something and I don't hold judgment over what it is. I always want to be a safe space for somebody.
Oh, see, y'all pulling on my heartstrings right now. all right. So before we get up out of here, I got one more. Since y'all killing the quick hits right now, y'all killing them. All right, so I got one more for each of y'all. Since we've been, y'all both answer, y'all both can answer this one too. All right, so now I just need you to tell me in 3 words or less, one word or one phrase that you think the world is lacking right now. So if you look at the world, you look at the entirety. Our world is a little crazy now. What do you think we're lacking? What do you think we need more of?
One of the things I always say on some of my posts, I think people just need to spread love. Love is the answer. God is love. Love, just love. We need to give it more, spread it more, speak it, show it, be it.
Yeah.
So,
I have thoughts. So
Yeah.
I would say curiosity. I have an opinion. I always have an opinion. I will have an opinion. But that doesn't mean that I can't be curious about what it is that someone else is doing and saying. And the reason why I believe curiosity is important is because if you're curious, you can't be judgmental. So if I stop and I ask why from the point of wanting to understand, as opposed to why are they always doing that, and then just saying, I wonder why, then that is it sets your body in a whole different motion. So I would say I just wish we would be more curious.
More curious, and then that would lead to better understanding. Instead of disagreeing all the time, maybe you can just listen, hear each other out, and come to an understanding instead of always going, oh, man.
And it's a lot easier to love if you do that.
Ooh, look at God, boy, Ray. It comes full circle, always does. So without further ado, man, I just want to thank you two beautiful ladies for coming on. I really do appreciate y'all time. I appreciate y'all stepping away from your busy schedules to come on here and show my audience some love, give them some gems, and thank you also for giving them that gems code. Hey, promo code down below. Don't they? They think they get out here without giving it to them. We got to see it down below. So make sure you go shop. Go make sure you check out their products. Heal Body, all right? Heal Body Balm, the candles, they got everything. When I say everything, you understand? So, ladies, if you can give my audience one more last word, whatever you want to say, y'all both can take turns, and then we're going to go ahead and close it out. So, just go ahead and give me one little last piece of advice, words of wisdom, anything you got for me.
just show some love to someone. Show some support. Show that you care. Just be the best version of you and just do the right thing.
Yeah, that sounds like a Spike Lee joint. I would say do whatever you can to make your body feel like home. We go out here in this world and there's so much noise. We go on our phones and there's so much noise. There's a lot telling you that you're not good enough. But if your body feels like home, if you feel like a safe place, it doesn't matter where you are. No one can do anything to you.
I love it. And guess what? Hey, if you're watching this, you are good enough. You are more than enough. You are all that and more. You're Asian like fine wine, baby. You're like peanut butter and jelly. You're the best thing else is sliced bread. You understand me? So, hey, you all that in a bag of chips. Remember that now. Hey, without further ado, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Right.
Thank you. Heal Body. Hey, make sure you go ahead and check out the products below. Hey, without further ado, guess what? Yeah. Deuces.
Peace. Peace.
We're done?
Hey, we live now, really.